Alright, what is up guys? CINNAstixx here with another gameplay commentary. Been a while since I've done a weapon review since the Uzi jungle camo. So now here it is, the long-awaited 416 Carbine for the assault class. This is a redo, being that I did it with the M4, or maybe it was the G3, I don't remember. But whatever it was with, it's been a while since I've done it. So here it is, me getting raped in combat by a frag grenade. Now, right ahead, I'll go ahead and tell you what attachments I'm using for this weapon. I am using some very OP attachments, and this is the +3 version. So I'm using the Viper Mags, Predator Barrel, and Tactical Stock with Rapid Aim Red Dot. I would use the standard iron sights, but I'm really liking the Red Dot on here, or any scope I use on it actually, just because I like how the overall look of this weapon is, the rails on it and everything. It's just a really nice weapon, really good looking and everything. So that's one thing I really like about it, just the overall look of it. Though now it's just got that solid black look. I do miss the old kind of rugged look it used to have. But you know, it's not a bad change. It still looks nice. I've always liked the overall look of the 416 Carbine. Just in any game I've used it in, whether it be Battlefield Bad Company 2 or Battlefield 3, and many other games it's in, though yet to see it in the Call of Duty series, which just mentioning it, you know, not really in the hopes of seeing it in there. Just I like the gun, and I've always liked that it stayed true to the Battlefield series. Now for the overall damage of this weapon, it is lower than most. It just excels in its range and higher fire rate over the M4. So that's the only advantage I really find that it has. Damage, it just doesn't have much, but being that you can buff that damage up a good bit and then take advantage of the overall rate of fire of this weapon, you can dish out that damage really fast. So that's the advantage of it all. Which is why I do like this weapon at times, being that, you know, but you will end up spending a lot of ammo very quickly because of its high fire rate. Now, the damage for this weapon is usually around 15 to 20, and then can get in the high to mid-30s, which is typical for most assault rifles. As you saw there, the damage really jumps around, especially for hip-fire spray, which is something I really like to do with this gun. You'll see the damage hop around a lot, being that the bullet spread is going to hit different appendages rather than vital body parts as far as the head and chest. So that's one thing you got to do with this weapon, is take advantage of its overall accuracy. It is highly accurate. It doesn't have much spread with aim down, just more spread with the hip-fire accuracy. Now, as you notice, for the reload of this weapon, it is bullshit like that. Sorry, guys. The reload animation is the same as the M4 and the M16. It's slightly slower, I believe. They may have fixed it. I'm not sure. I remember it used to be slower than the M4 or the M16, and they may have buffed it up just slightly. If they did, I'm glad. If not, then I haven't really noticed. I mean, it's not much of a big change in the first place. So, but overall, you know, I kind of wish they would have done something different for it. But either way, it's a slow reload, and that's the only drawback to this weapon, I find. Besides that, it's just outstanding weapon. As far as just simply throwing a tactical stock on it, that recoil is highly manageable. At longer ranges, as you can see here, I'm not doing the best with it. It's not something that it excels in. It used to have better range over weapons like the M4 is what it excelled in, was supposed to have more range over that weapon. But of course, now that you have to rely on attachments, that can easily change. As for stock attachments, like I said, I'm using the tactical. I do prefer the tactical, though it does bob and weave slightly. I prefer it over the stabilized, because I don't feel like dealing with that upwards recoil. I find it's a lot easier for me to deal with the kind of shakiness that the tactical gives you. Even at longer ranges, though, I don't use this weapon for longer ranges, which is why you won't see me really, you know, go for those kind of kills. Besides that, nothing much else to say for this weapon. I know most people will not, I mean, most people will kind of like the iron sights for it, but it's one of those guns that just looks really nice with all the different scope attachments they have available in the game. Now, as far as the M145, I do have the Desert Perm, so I don't really I wouldn't suggest it, obviously, for quite obvious reasons. I mean, you could try it out, but it's still not going to be the most effective scope to use for this weapon, being that it magnifies the recoil slightly, so it's not going to be the easiest thing to use. You're better off just using the hollow scope, because it's just going to bring up that that sight a lot closer. So besides that, nothing much else to say for this weapon. Like I was just saying, I'll just let y'all enjoy the rest of this gameplay and this commentary. So I hope y'all enjoyed it, and see what our final score can be. I kind of peeked there. I was trying not to look at my score, but I got ahead of myself and started peeking. Like I just did there, that's a suggested fire rate for this weapon, to kind of fire it in a little burst like that. But there you go, guys, 21 and 6. We'll go into my loadout screen, and we'll talk about some of the new attachments and the new stuff that released, and I'll kind of get into it for you guys. Alright, guys, well, also, if you notice, like I said, I kind of gave up my unique look to get the jungle camo for all my classes. It's just a temporary thing. Eventually I'll grow out of it, but for now, this is just how I'm going to keep it. Alright, but back to what the main topic is. As for the inventory and, yes, the weapon. Alright, the overall stats of this weapon are low damage being around the low 10s to mid 10s to 20s to mid 20s, even high 30s depending on the type of shots you're getting off, especially with the type of attachments you're using as far as damage. Of course, I'm using the Viper mag, so I get a +3 damage, and I'm using the +3, so I get another +3 damage. So a total of 6, which doesn't really add up that way. Now for the accuracy, it has high accuracy. That's exactly what I was saying, that though the hip spray is good at closer ranges, at longer ranges it's not the best. I still like to take advantage of the hip spray, but the thing with the accuracy and the thing with the range, it has very long range, and then I'm using the Predator barrel, so I have a +3 range. So I'm just increasing it overall to make this weapon a very, very good weapon. So since you have such high accuracy, you have less bullet spread at that longer range, which is another thing I love about this gun, which leaves the only problem. It could be a laser rifle if you didn't have to deal with the overall recoil, depending on what stock you're using. Thunderbolt, it will zigzag, which is hence why it has the Thunderbolt in the name. Tactical, it kind of bobs and weaves every once in a while. It just shakes in place, which is probably your best bet. And stabilize, you're going straight up. So it's really whatever you want to use and whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm sure for longer or close range, sometimes the stabilize can be nice if you're firing at the chest and it will go straight up, but at longer ranges it can be quite annoying because you're trying to go for the head and it keeps going straight up and you're trying to set back down and recover from the recoil. Thunderbolt, I can't really get into it. I haven't used it for this weapon, but it's probably not the best choice either. So tactical is probably your best bet. As for the ammo of this weapon, the standard will have 20 rounds with 3 magazines total. I have the Viper, so I get a +6 ammo, so that buffs it up to 30 rounds, being that it's the +3, I already have 24 rounds. Besides that, well, not that much else to say. As for suggested mag attachments, I would actually say get the high power ammo, being that the damage is so low, or the casket mag, so you can buff it up to at least 30 rounds, or however much the casket mags would add for the standard 416. And like I was saying about the fast full auto rate of fire, it is really fast. It's one of the advantages to this weapon, being able to dish out that, though it's low damage, with the right mag attachments, it really dishes out that damage very quickly and very accurately at long ranges. So though I don't like this weapon much and don't use it much, just how you saw it there, it actually kind of got me liking it a little bit more. So overall, it is still a really good weapon. I'll still choose my M4 over it any day. I don't know why, I just choose to. I guess because it has a better damage on it, though you're giving up the range, but I have attachments to buff that range anyways, so it's not a problem. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that gameplay commentary. I know there's a release in the new Deadeye ballistic scope. I'm not ranked 24 on my recon yet, so I can't get it, but I will end up just buying it anyways, just for the benefit of showing you guys, being that I already own the standard range ace, then the Panthera range ace, and now the ballistic. Of course, I'm going to work on the VSS camo. I'll get that eventually, especially the PSO jungle camo, so I'll get around to that for you guys. Besides that, that's about it. I kind of want to try this range ace ballistic, but I'm really I already enjoy my desert ballistic scope. I mean, I'm already able to use it on all my sniper rifles, so I kind of don't see the point of getting the range ace one. I guess the only difference, of course, is just the overall look of it and the crosshair inside the scope. So I mean, I may like that because sometimes the dot and the ballistic scope for the M95 that you can use on all the other sniper rifles, the dot can be a little, a little hard to use at times, especially when predicting bullet drop, which is, one of the disadvantages when using the M95. Sometimes it's hard to predict with just using that little dot. Just saying, it's not always a problem. But guys, that's about it for this gameplay commentary. I think I've talked enough for you guys, but I'm glad to getting back to doing these. I hope y'all enjoyed that Shad's live stream. He will do another one again, and this time he will record it, so I'm not having to deal with the trouble of the ads and everything. But that's about it, guys. And as always, much love and respect on the battlefield, soldiers. Peace.